G'day folks, in this video I'm going to show you how to solve the Whit-Eden Camouflage 3x3x3. This was the one that started them all, and there's a whole bunch of them in the series, but this is the original one, and this really messed with my brain when it first came out. It was difficult to see what was going on. Thought it looked like a normal 3x3, and all of a sudden you've got that happening. What is going on? And we're soon going to see what's going on, so I'm going to get this scrambled and then cut back in when we're ready to start solving. Okay, well the first thing on this puzzle is to work out which piece is going to be on its own. And we can do that by looking at the piece that's snug against all three axes. So this white, orange, blue here, if I look at it, it's directly against this axis here. It's also against this one, and furthermore it's against this one down here. So that one does not need any other pieces. That is completely reduced already. There will be a piece on this puzzle completely opposite it, which is very complicated, which has a lot of other stuff with it. And so that piece will be the yellow, red, green. So let's find that yellow, red, green. There it is. And you can see just from that it's sticking out from the center, and it's going to need a bunch of stuff here. So we're going to have to build it up, plus we're going to have to put it on a base. So we first think about the base that it needs. If that's yellow on the top, we need a red center with a red-green edge with a green center for our base first of all. So let's locate. There's the red-green center, and there's only one of them on this puzzle. Oh, sorry, the red-green edge. We need to get that attached to these two centers. Now, to make it as easy as possible, we're going to make sure that each piece up on this top layer has a center with it. Because the more centers there are, the easier it is to rotate things around and get things where you want them. So I notice that this block here just has two edges and a corner and another edge, no centers. So I'm going to grab something from the bottom, and there's one with a center. Yeah, so I'm going to put that up there. And I think all of the others probably do have centers. They do at some point, yeah. So we're going to start by thinking, well, the red-green goes there. So in order to attach it, if I rotate the piece this way, the red-green will come down here, and I'll have to have a green center on the left and attach this to a green center on the left. So let's firstly rotate this block, and to rotate a block, if I want it to go around that way, then I turn this face first. If I want it to go around this way, anti-clockwise, then I rotate this first. Whatever I do, it's two lots of up, up, down, down. That will rotate this piece here, some stuff on the bottom which we don't care about, and you can see that that's what it's done. So far I've got the green edge there waiting to be attached to a green center. So I've got to get this green center and rotate it around to the left. Now I can't really, well I can do that, but it's going to be unturnable at the moment because of this corner. So, and just to demonstrate that, if I was to rotate it around to here, I'd be going that way, and you can see that's what it's going to end up looking like. This will prevent it from turning. So I'm going to attempt to put something else over there. Now all of this other stuff is corners, which is really unhelpful. So what that tells me is that I'm going to try and replace these large corners with some other piece from down here which doesn't have just corners. Now I just got rid of that one, so I reckon probably this one with an orange center is maybe a little bit better. So we'll put that one up there. And this, by the way, this first block is definitely the longest and most complicated of them all. So it will take a little bit of time to think your way through it, which is one of the reasons I like this puzzle. So we've got the red-green there. We were trying to get this green corner to the left. Let's just see if having that block changes anything, if I can actually turn it. Look at that, that is beautiful. It does change something. It means we can now rotate this block here and when I do that, that green center is over here on the left and the top layer is still turnable. So I can now grab that green-red edge, turn it around and attach it to the green center. Now the next thing that I need to do is start thinking about attaching this to a red center. Ideally I'd like to rotate it that way, but you can see there's a corner blocking it. So at the moment I'm actually going to rotate it the other way to try and get rid of that corner. And to take that corner off. I'm going to turn something else around and see if something better replaces it. Now, thinking about it, I want to now rotate it this way, and that is going to be a good base for it. So that's great. And you can see that is now there, still turnable and ready to attach to a red center. The red center must be on the right in order to do that. Do I have a red center on the top still? No, I don't. It's down here, and I need to put it on the right. So first of all, let's get it up to this layer. Like that. And at the moment it's on the left. Now, again, I can't just rotate it to be over there because of this corner, so let's try and use something to unblock that corner. That's no good. In fact, looking at them all, they're all corners, they're all silly pieces, so let's perhaps replace this one with something from down here. Let's try this piece. That's going to be quite blocked. We'll try it like that. Okay, so just to recap, we've got that. We're looking to get the red center over to there, and we need some other pieces here. This is pretty annoying to turn this puzzle, by the way. That's not going to work because of that blockage. So let's rotate that around a little bit. Yeah, pretty annoying to turn. It would be a much better puzzle and series of puzzles if they'd made them better quality. But they didn't. So let's now turn that. Now I reckon that's better. So I've put something on there to enable this to be a base, and that red center to be able to rotate. Okay, beauty. So now we can still turn this upper layer, theoretically. Now I've turned that round and attached the edge to the two centers. That's the first little mini step. Now, to protect that, I'm actually going to store it down the bottom somewhere. I don't want to accidentally destroy it, so I'm going to whack, say, this piece up here in its place. Don't think I need either of those pieces, so they can just sit on it. Okay, so there it is. Now if we think what we're aiming for, well, we've got the red, red, green, green base. So there's going to be a yellow, red, green corner here, and it needs to attach either, if we think about the yellow, red, green, there it is, it needs to attach either to that, which it is, and we're going to take that for sure, or to one over here. So since we've got it attached to that edge, then we'll say, good, what's the next thing? Well, we need to attach a yellow-green edge to a yellow center. Yellow-green edge to a yellow center. So let's find that yellow-green edge. There it is. Got to attach it to the yellow center there. So the yellow center is actually in the right place. It's on the left. We'll need to rotate this edge around to attach to that yellow center. Now again, I don't really want to accidentally disturb this. I'll just keep an eye on that, but I've got to get this rotated off. Let's try it this way. This corner is going to be a bit of a pain, I think. Each one of them that I turn, none of them are really helpful. So what I'm going to do initially is rotate this piece, put the yellow-green on the lower part. So that I can get rid of this corner. Let's not use that. Let's perhaps try. And remember, what I'm trying to do is rotate it around this way. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. That is going to help. It's actually also going to put that there. And when I rotate it that way, what's it going to do? It's actually going to leave that at the top. So I'm not unhappy with that. I think I will do that because it's not going to break apart the corner and edge that we've got, at least not initially. You can see that's still there. The yellow's now around here. Where's that other yellow center? It's probably on the same block or something. It's down the bottom. So let's put that up to the top. Now just looking at that red, green, red edge looks like it's been broken. Yep, that happens, and so I might in fact fix that up at the moment. So I never know how these things happen. So I'm putting it up there. I'm just going to refix this. Oh, there we go. I think I can see how it happened now as well. Can I actually turn this? No, I can't because of that. Okay, that should now be turnable once again. Put that on. That base actually has the piece that, now it's not that piece that I was aiming for, so that's okay. I don't really want that on there. I want another piece. Don't want it like that, don't want it like that. Just looking at what's going to be turnable, basically. That looks turnable. Alright, got the base back together. Let's go back and think about this. Got those. I was aiming for the yellow-green with a yellow centre. So I've got the green-yellow in its position. I need to get that yellow centre around to the left, and I may well be back to where I was before. What a pain. Anyway, that's how it goes on this puzzle. Let's put this piece up here first of all, and because I'm trying to get that yellow centre rotated around, I'm going to see whether that helps. It doesn't. That looks like it does. Just checking that I haven't broken anything. The base is down the bottom. That's still intact, so now I can rotate that to the left. Alright, and finally I can go and attach that green-yellow to that yellow. Now you can see that is still intact. Now I'm going to rotate this whole block around. What that does is put that green-yellow part on the bottom. I now need to take this part off, rotate it and bring it back to here. So if I take it off, I'll think about which way I've got to rotate it. Clockwise, I'll take it off. Let's go this way first. That's perfect. So I can now rotate it in the direction that I want. Bring it back to that position, and you can see that top part is made, and I've got the base waiting for it, so I'm going to bring the base up. Now this is not yet rotated as I need it, so I need to rotate that around so it's going to match the base. And finally turn it on. Whew, that first block has been made. So as I said, that is the most complicated part of this puzzle. It's going to get a bit easier from here. So what we've got at the moment in terms of storing things, we've got that single corner. We can now store this block on the bottom. So I'll go and put this one up here in its place. So we've got two done, we're looking for the next two, and if we think about the types of pieces we want, we're thinking this is our original block, so the 3x3 is going to be here and then be pieces in the middle and then another corner. So we've got that piece and we've got this piece opposite it. What are the other two pieces that we want? Well, what we'd like would be the piece under this piece, sitting directly under it, and the piece sitting directly above this piece. So that piece and that piece. So let's take this piece first. If that's a white, blue, orange, this must be a yellow, blue, orange, and it must be sitting on a blue, orange base. So just a corner on a base. So here's the bottom layer. Let's find the yellow, blue, orange. There it is. And we want to have that sitting on an orange, blue base. So first of all, we'll locate that orange, blue base. There it is. Alright, now we've got to make the top layer turnable, so we'll rotate this piece around, and that's going to enable that corner to move off. This needs to be rotated. And is there one more? There is. It's this one here, so we'll rotate that around. Okay, now the top layer is turnable. We've got to grab that corner, attach it to that, and that's the third piece done. So we've got that one, that one. Let's go and put this one down the bottom. And what was the other piece we said? Again, looking at our original white, blue, orange, the other piece we said was the one above this one. Well, that was the yellow, red, green. So this is going to be the white, red, green, and it's going to look like that without the base. In other words, it's going to be like just this part here, not including the base. So if we think about what that is, and it's a white, red, green piece, it's going to be a white, red, green corner, or white, green, red, and it's going to have these other pieces around it. So let's have that white, green, red corner. Let's firstly make sure it's on the top. It is white, red, green is sitting there. I'm just going to turn it so that I can rotate, if possible. I want to rotate it around this way, just to make it easier to see. Doesn't look like I can do that at the moment, so we'll just have to imagine. If the white, red, green is on the top, then it needs that, that, and that center attached. So I'm firstly going to try and attach this corner to either a white, green or a white, red edge. Doesn't matter which one. Now, I notice here that if I attached it to white, green, then the other part would need to be white, red with a white center. And looking at that, I can see that's already made. So I'm definitely not going to break that apart. I'm going to attempt to attach this to a white-green edge and keep this thing intact. So I'm firstly going to rotate that around to keep my other part intact. Down there. And now I'm going to look for this corner attached to a white-green. And the white-green looks like it's down on the bottom layer here. So I'm going to bring that up first of all, like that, and now my goal is to get this white green corner attached to that white green red. Now I can't rotate it around to the left yet, so I would still like to do that at the moment. This is not looking too possible, so I'm going to have to rotate it the other way. Just to get it off of this, and eventually I really need to rotate it around in that direction. Now I can't go onto the white green. Of course I could. In fact that's exactly what I'm trying to do. There you go. And that will match with the red, white, white. So just turn my brain back on, and we've actually made that match. And so just so you know what was going on in my head, I was thinking, well, I've got to get the white on top. No, I didn't. Just had to attach it to that. So that's cool. That's now attached. I can rotate this around. And we are definitely on the home stretch of this puzzle. So now the red, white, white has got to be attached to a red, white, white. That's easy. That's the fourth one done. And hope you can see what I mean by after the first one, the rest are pretty simple. So we're just going to put that down the bottom. I've now got 4 pieces down the bottom that are done. The single corner, the most complicated part, and these sort of 2 in between. And what that leaves me with is pieces on the top that are all pretty similar. So we're now going to think about what we've got and how to attach it. So I'm going to go ahead and just place this white, blue, orange opposite the white, green, red like that. And we'll think about what we're aiming for here. So a piece in here will be having a white, red, blue. That's the next one we're looking for. A white, red, blue corner sitting there, and it's got to sit next to, if that's white, red, blue, it's going to have white, blue, a white, blue edge with a blue center. So white, blue with blue center. So I'll put that back up to the top, and where's the white, red, blue? There it is there. I've actually just replaced the one that I want to keep. Okay, so there's my white, red, blue with a white, blue center. So where's my my edge, sorry. It's sitting down here. Okay, all the bits that are messed up are now on the bottom. You can see that blue white needs to be turned around to there. So I just, at the moment, need to make these other pieces turnable by rotating them around. And that one there. Okay, now I can grab that corner, rotate it to there. That's another piece. In fact, you can see it's automatically made another piece there as well, the white, orange, green with a white, orange. And we can see that if we were to line these up. I'm a bit loath to do it, but you can see there's the white, blue that we just made. There's a single piece here, and so what's the piece over here? The white, it's going to have to be the white, green, orange, and in order to make a 3x3, it's just going to be a corner coming to there, and then a center with an edge. So the white, green, orange, and that's going to be sitting on that one. So that's also made. Well, that means that it leaves us, and I'm seeing where I can put that, with just these two pieces to sort out. So we're going to do a bit of fancy footwork here. We're going to just sort of turn and turn back and think about what we can accomplish. We'll first see whether turning like that achieves anything. It doesn't appear to. So what I'm going to do firstly is I'm actually going to turn that there and rotate this one around. And then turn it back. And you'll notice that as soon as I've done that, I seem to have nice complete bits everywhere. That's exactly what I was aiming for. And so now I'm going to rotate it to get this on the base. And I'm going to do the same for this one. And what you'll see now, remember these are the two bits we already had done, is if I turn that onto there, it solves it, or reduces it. If I turn that to there, the same thing happens. So I'm now in the position where I've got to swap these two parts. And I've come up with a technique to do this. It's pretty simple, and you can analyse it and have a look at why it works, but I'm just going to do it. And what it is if these pieces that I want to swap, the bits on the top, swap them with and put them on these bases. Two bits at the front, do a U2, and then turn the whole cube one turn. And now we're going to replace these two parts, including the bases here. We're going to swap them. So I'm going to bring this one down underneath that one. Then I'm going to bring this one down and replace this in the process. And finally bring this one back up here. So that's just, it's done some stuff on the bottom as well, don't care about it. It's swapped that and that piece, it's left these intact. The final move is a U prime. And when you do that, you'll see that as you look around the top, everything on the top has now been properly reduced. That's all there is to it. So as soon as you get down to your last two, boom, that's it. Do that and we're just about done. And in fact, this now means that the only thing left is to solve it as a 2x2. You can use whatever method you like. I'm just going to go and use the method that I normally use, which is to place one face and then do the second. And just undoing those setup moves from that last cycle, and you can see that it's all done. So the big thing about this is getting that first block reduced. Once that's done, it starts to get easier, and once you've reduced all your blocks, just solve it as a 2x2. As you can see, the Whiteden Camouflage 3x3x3 is solved.